Hey, it's me, Cleystar, and this is every Black Ops 3 Gobblegum ranked from worst to best. And when I say every Gobblegum, I mean every Gobblegum. So first, let me talk about the criteria, if you want to call it that. So I try to think of a good criteria, maybe saying whichever one's best for high rounds, or whichever one is good for Easter eggs, or whichever one can get you to high rounds fastest. But it's impossible to do that because so many different Gobblegums are so good for so many different things. So choosing one criteria would mean that some great Gobblegums would be at the bottom of the list, and I just couldn't handle that. So I'm just going based off of my intuition and my subjective knowledge of what I think is the best. And for this video, I'm not going to be explaining my choices very much in depth because this video would go on forever if I did. But what I will do is I'll show you the description of each Gobblegum just in case you don't remember each one by name. But let's get into this! Now, after using every Gobblegum, I can safely say that there's no Gobblegum that hurts you more than helps you. So the bottom 4 Gobblegums on this list are going to be the whimsicals. But number 63 is going to be projectile vomiting. And now you might be thinking, why is this one last compared to the other ones when it doesn't really do anything to help you in the game? And the reason why is because I just prefer the other ones, obviously. I just don't like how you actually have to use a certain type of weapon class like explosives in order to make this work. So number 62 is going to be tone death. And the thing is, I like this one, but I just feel like it lasts too short. Number 61 is Newtonian negation. It's fun to use, but that's all there really is to it. Number 60 is eye candy. Eye candy, I guess, can help you very slightly, where the other 3 just don't do anything at all to help you. Because the thing is, eye candy makes the zombies very clearly visible, which I guess can help you, but hey, it's still like bottom 4 in the list because it doesn't really help you that much. But now, let's get into the real Gobblegums. So the next 4 I find really interchangeable. You can put them in any order you want and it would be completely fine with me. Number 59 is firing on all cylinders. And the thing with this Gobblegum is that it really doesn't make that much of a difference at all to me. I mean, I have to subconsciously try to do what it's supposed to do in order to actually make an effect. Number 58 is licensed contractor. Now this is pretty obvious. I mean, the hammer is just really pointless. It does rebuild the barriers, but I mean, why would you even care for the barriers to rebuild? And it only gives you 3 of them. But board games is number 57, and at least this one can give you a slight strategical advantage. So let's say you're camping at a window, and then zombies are coming in from a window. You can keep rebuilding this one very quickly. With licensed contractor, you have 3 of them, and that's it. But I really do find those to be kind of interchangeable. And number 56 is always done swiftly. I mean, there's already attachments that can already do what this thing does, so I mean, what's even the point? Number 55 is armamental accomplishment. And again, this one I really don't feel like makes any difference to me, barely at all. Number 54 is unbearable. The thing is, this isn't bad, but it's just, I'd rather have almost any other Gobblegum than this one to take up my Gobblegum slot. Number 53 is impatient. Now before Black Ops 3 came out, I always thought that they should have an idea like this. Because if you spawn in at the beginning of the round, there's just too much chaos in the later rounds. Number 52 is coagulant. Now this isn't one where it's really that much worth having. I mean, it can come up very clutch sometimes, but that's very rare. But the thing with this one, just like impatient, why would you want a Gobblegum predicting that you're gonna die? Number 51 is Now You See Me. So I don't know why, I know this isn't that great of a Gobblegum, but for some reason, people think that this is absolutely useless, which is not the case. Maybe in solo it is, but in co-op, let's say you have 3 friends that you're playing with. One of them goes down. You can use this Gobblegum so that your other friend can get that person. But I mean, there's so many better alternatives that it isn't that great. Next one, number 50, burned out. And all I can say about this one is that you burn out of it too quickly. Number 49 is Arms Grace. And honestly, I think you should be able to have this ability without having to have a Gobblegum for it. I kind of like what they did with Infinite Warfare, where you can actually get your weapons back after you down. Number 48 is Respin Cycle. I mean, this isn't bad. Why would you want this when there's so many other better Gobblegums? Number 47 is Secret Shopper. Now this is the ultimate troll that Treyarch had to put in an ultra rare mega that's just not even that great. When I first saw this one, I thought that this was going to be a very good Gobblegum. I thought this was OP, but I was completely wrong. It does not let you buy ammo with wonder weapons. So, I mean, let's say you have a dingo, of course you can buy ammo off the wall, but I mean, when you're in later rounds where you're just going to be using your double pack punch ability, what's even the point? You may as well just get the wall weapon that's there. Number 46 is Bored to Death. So basically, if you're camping in a place with a barrier, you keep rebuilding the barrier to kill the zombies coming from that barrier. Number 45 is Stock Option. Now I really like the idea of this Gobblegum, but the only problem I have with it is that I feel like it doesn't last long enough. And number 44 is Crawl Space. Alright, this is another one that people find to be completely useless. Sometimes I'll have Widow's Wine and then I want to make a crawler, but I can't because I want to do some Easter egg steps because I hate having a sprinter right behind me while I'm doing Easter egg steps. I can just use this one to make it a crawler if I need to. But there's just so many other better Gobbulegums though. Number 43 is Ephemeral Enhancement. The thing with this one is that it requires you to have a non-pack-a-punch weapon, but it is kind of like a max ammo for your non-pack-a-punch weapon because it refills your ammo after the pack-a-punch part is done. Number 42 is Swordflight. Now this one's pretty useful for early rounds, but there's not really much late round value with it. Number 41 is Danger Closest. Now this is another Track Troll. We wanted PhD Flopper, we got Danger Closest. Number 40, Head Drama. Now this one could have been way higher on my list, but the problem I have with this one is that it only lasts for the remainder of the round that you get it in. Number 39 is Fear in Headlights. So when I first saw the description for this Gobbulegum, I thought it was OP. I thought it was really, really good. But the thing about this Gobbulegum is, it makes me even more paranoid than I am already. Number 38 is Arsenal Accelerator. So this one's actually pretty useful because if you want to conserve ammo, you can be using your specialists, but your specialists will be able to come back quicker. Number 37 is Dead of Nuclear Winter. I mean, it's basically just 2 nukes, which isn't bad, but they're just better alternatives. Number 36 is Mind Blown. I feel like this is kind of interchangeable with Dead of Nuclear Winter, but the reason I put this one ahead of it is because you get 3 activations instead of 2, so you can kill 3 whole hordes instead of 2 whole hordes. Number 35 is I'm Feeling Lucky. This was kind of hard to rank because it could give you anything. It could give you something really good like a perk bottle, a max ammo, or it could give you something not so good like a hammer. Number 34 is Bullet Boost. So basically you can have 2 chances to repack your weapon. But the thing is, unless you're doing like a starting room challenge, you probably already have Pack-a-Punch open considering that you already have a Pack-a-Punch weapon probably. And the repacks are together worth 5,000 points, which is another Gobbulegum also worth about 5,000 points. But think of it like this. It's kind of like getting a gift card for your birthday. You can either have 5,000 points to spend anywhere you want, or 5,000 points to only spend on double Pack-a-Punch, which you could have done with the other option anyways. Now number 33 is Lucky Crit, and this was another one that was very tough for me to rank. I wanted to put it higher, but I just couldn't justify putting it above some of the others. But this is one that I never really hear people talk about, and I almost always use this one whenever I'm going to high rounds on the Giant. Number 32 is Flavour Hex. So this one was kind of weird to rank, because what this one does, it just gives you a random Mega Gobbulegum. I thought it would be most fair to put it right in the middle of this list at 32. Number 31, I know I'm going to receive a lot of hate for this. I'm sorry I couldn't eat pizza, it's your boy Killing Time. So in terms of busting myths or finding glitches, this is a great one. But in terms of actual gameplay, I just don't find this one to be useful as other alternatives that can be used. Because let's say the Panzer has their claw and they bring you in and you want something to save yourself. The thing with Killing Time is you can use it, but the fire that's still spewing is still gonna affect you and it can still kill you. To me, the next 2 are very interchangeable, but number 30 is Slaughter Slide, and it's good for killing things. Number 29, Pop Shocks. Now this is kind of very similar to Slaughter Slide, except you just knife. Alright, number 28, this was another hard one to rank, but it's Temporal Gift. So the thing with Temporal Gift is that you can get a death machine and it'll last about a whole minute, which is insane. But the thing is, you can't control when a drop's gonna come though. And to me, it just doesn't last long enough. It only lasts for 2 rounds. Number 27, Unquenchable. And the thing about this one is that they're just better alternatives. The number 26 is Disorderly Combat. Now, I really like the idea of this Gobbulegum. It's one of my favorite Gobbulegums to use, but in terms of practicality, I just don't like how the switching weapons can take time in between so the zombies can hit you and kill you before you have a chance to take out your next weapon. And also, if you get something like the XM53 on high rounds, you're kind of screwed if you're in a bad situation. Number 25 is Wall Power. And the thing with Wall Power is that I feel like there's more weapons in the box that are worth pack punching than on the wall. So for me to explain number 24, I feel like I should also reveal number 23. Number 24 is Who's Keeping Score, which is the 2 double points, and number 23 is Extra Credit. Now let me explain why I put Extra Credit over Who's Keeping Score. So Extra Credit overall can give you 5,000 points, where Who's Keeping Score can give you whatever you get out of the double points you use. Now Extra Credit, if there's a double points on while you use it, you get 10,000 points. And also the thing with the double points is that you actually have to be killing zombies in order to get those points, where with Extra Credit, you can get that without killing any zombies, and you still have all the zombies to kill within the round. Number 22 is Anywhere But Here. I'm the kind of person who just likes to have a safety net when I'm playing. So if I'm in a corner and I'm about to die, I'd want to be able to have that thing to get out of that situation. However, there's just other way better alternatives. Number 21 is Aftertaste, and all I have to say about this one, just like I've said about other ones, there's better alternatives. Number 20 is On the House, and just like Aftertaste, there's better alternatives. It is a great one to use if you're playing with friends though. Number 19, Undead Man Walking. So this is a great one if you're doing Easter eggs or you just want to do stuff around the map without having zombies sprint at you, but it just doesn't last long enough for my liking. Number 18, this is one I was kinda unsure about, but it's Killjoy. So the thing I like about this one the most is that it's good for like soul chest kind of stuff. So if you're on Origins and you're kind of like on round 10 maybe and you want to fill up the soul chests, this is a great one. Number 17 is Crate Power. So the thing is, this one really depends on what map you're playing, whether it's good or not. If you're playing on Gorod Krovi or Revelations, this is a great Gobblegum. But if you're playing something like Shadows of Evil, Dreisendrach, Desiboto no Shima, it's not as useful because the main wonder weapon in the map isn't in the box. Number 16 is Phoenix Up. Now this is like the ultimate clutch Gobblegum when you're playing with friends. So if a friend dies on the other side of the map and you can't get to them, you can just pop this Gobblegum and they're just right back up. Number 15 is Cashback. So when the game first came out, I thought that this one was gonna be one of the most crucial Gobblegums in the game. But really, there's just so many better alternatives than this one. Number 14 is Fatal Contraption. Now I thought about putting Cashback ahead of this one. I think most people probably would have put Cashback ahead of this one. But the thing with Fatal Contraption is that it's very powerful, great for boss zombies. You get 2 of them instead of 1 of them. If you only got 1 of them, I would have for sure put Cashback in front of it. Number 13 is Immolation Liquidation. Now I know this is a very popular one, and this is one I always try to use whenever I'm doing Easter egg or doing something important. Number 12 is In Plain Sight. It's basically just 2 safety nets for when you're about to go down, or like 2 quick revives almost, if you want to consider it that way. Because there has been so many times I've been cornered and I've used In Plain Sight and I'm just perfectly out free. There's another Gobblegum that's a better alternative than this one though. So the top 11 now is where it got really hard and I started shuffling things around over and over and over again. But this is just what I got. Number 11 is Profit Sharing. Now there's no more argument for stealing kills. Number 10 is Round Robin. So this was a hard one to rank because let's say you're at round 100, you can use this for a round and basically skip like 45 minutes to an hour of playing. But in the early rounds, there's not that much value because you could use it at the end of a round to get some more points, but there's other better ones for that purpose. Number 9 is Soda Fountain, and this was another really hard one for me to rank. It's just like one that's going to show up a little bit later in this list, except you actually have to go around and buy some perks. Number 8 is Shopping Free. Oof, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I find that people generally think of this as like a top 5 Gobblegum at least. But here's my argument. I don't think anyone would argue that this is the best Gobblegum on round 1. But once you get to later rounds, like past round 20 or 25, this Gobblegum's completely useless. Number 7 is Idolize. Now imagine Plain in Sight, right? But let's say it lasted 30 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Alright, even better, get more time to go around and do stuff. Now, let's say you get an extra activation, so you get 3 activations instead of 2. Alright, even better, an extra safety net. Now, let's say that it works for everyone on your team so that even they can go around and do things that they need to do, like get perks back if they went down. Even better. This is one that I always try to use whenever I'm doing Easter eggs with friends or doing something really important with my friends. Number 6, this is like the original best in the game. It's Perkaholic. Like, what do I have to say about this one? Gives you all the perks in the map. Here's something I will say about this to why I don't think it's the best. Now think about this. Let's say you don't have Perkaholic, you got your standard 4 perks. You got Quick Revive and Jug probably if you're playing solo, and 2 other ones by your choice. But all you're really getting from Perkaholic in later rounds is just your 5 extra perks that you wouldn't have if you didn't have Perkaholic, which is still very good, but it's not like best in the whole game good. Number 5 is Alchemical Antithesis. Alright, I'm kidding. I just wanted to trigger people because I thought it'd be funny. But it's Alchemical Antithesis. And this is basically better than the max ammo because not only do you get all your ammo back, you get the whole 60 seconds to just spray all your ammo without having to worry about losing any of it. And if you have wonder weapons such as like a Stormbow, a Apothicon Servant, you're basically unstoppable with this. Number 4 is Self-Medication. Now this one is basically just like having a full set of Quick Revives, but actually being able to keep your perks. Number 3 is Raindrops. Now I've said for so many of the ones that give you drops that, you know, there's better alternatives, and this is a main better alternative because it gives you every single drop But not only that, but it gives you 2 activations of every single drop. So basically, like the max ammo one and the on the house one have nothing compared to this one, because not only do you get 2 perks, you get 2 max ammos, you get 2 insta kills, 2 double points, 2 nukes, 2 death machines, 2 fire seals. It's insane. Number 2 is Power Vacuum. Now initially I wanted to put Raindrops ahead of it, but Power Vacuum just lasts for so long that it completely makes up for all the drops you get from Raindrops. It's insanely overpowered. You can basically just spray any wonder weapon you have because you know you're gonna get max ammo, you know you're gonna get death machines, you know you're gonna get nukes. But that does not compare to the number 1 spot. And that number 1 spot is near death experience. I mean, come on, how can a Gobblegum that you literally cannot die with not be number 1? I mean, on solo, you literally can't die with near death experience. Unless you're an idiot like me and you decide to go in a trap during this time, which I found is the only way to kill yourself with near death experience. But other than that, on solo, you're basically invincible. And co-op, it's a very good option too. You know what, I just thought that this Gobblegum is very different on solo than it is on co-op. You might be wondering, where would I rank the co-op version of this? So I'm looking at the whole list, and just kind of off the top of my head, I would probably rank this at number 9 between Shopping Free and Soda Fountain, but I could change my mind about that. But as of right now, just off the top of my head, that's probably where I would rank the co-op version of this. But anyways, I hope this subjective list of mine wasn't too bad. It probably was, which I'm okay with because I know it's probably bad. And if you enjoyed this video by any means, you can leave a like, or if you enjoy my content at all, you can subscribe to me. And if you want to be there for right when I upload my videos, you can even put that notification on too. I don't really care. But anyways, with that, I'll see you in the next video!